Hello. The diaphragm is an upward curve, C-shaped structure that looks similar to a parachute. It is between the thoracic cavity being superior and the abdominal cavity being inferior to it. It is connected to the body by a interlaced sheath of fibrous connective tissue called aponeurosis. I believe I'm saying that right. Aponeurosis. Um, it's attached, aponeurosis, to three different areas of the body, which is the xiphoid process anteriorly, laterally, ribs 7 through 10, and posteriorly, vertebrae L1 through 4. So these fibers, what they do is from those areas, they go upward and inward, and they attach to the central tendon. The central tendon is this area that is on top of the parachute of the diaphragm. And it is a part of it, but it's on top. And it looks like a trefoil, or some could say describe it as like a clover. And it has three sections to the clover, and the one being right being the largest, the one being left being the smallest. It's also said to look somewhat transparent and whitish in color. So one of the functions of this central tendon is to allow things to pass through it. There are three things that pass through the diaphragm, and that is the abdominal aorta, the esophagus, and the vena cava. Additionally, the diaphragm and the lungs are covered with this material or lining called pleural lining. Pleural lining allows the diaphragm to connect to the lung. So being on the outside of it, they connect together. So when we inhale, or inhalation, we bring gas in, the vocal folds open. They stay open when we breathe in and out. And when they are open, they are called abducted, AB, abducted. And as air goes down, the diaphragm contracts and pulls the lungs down with that pleural lining in between. And the way that it does this is it pushes down and forward because of the aponeurosis fibers that are attached. They contract, which means they get shorter and tighten. And since it is closer, these are shorter aponeurosis threads, it goes forward down, and then the central tendon flattens, which is another one of its functions, pulling the lungs down. And as the lungs come down, it creates a vacuum, and it fills up with air in a vertical dimension. And as that happens, the volume increases, but the pressure decreases, and this is called negative pressure. Now, once the lungs reach equalization of pressure inside, meeting the outside atmosphere, then the diaphragm relaxes, which means those aponeurosis fibers relax, and the diaphragm returns to its natural state, and the lungs recoil, making the lungs decrease in size, but increase in pressure, which is called positive pressure. And then as that pressure goes up the trachea, if we're just breathing, it stays open. However, if we want to make noise, our vocal folds will close some. And when they close some, this is called adducted, A-D, adducted. And when that happens, the pressure is inferior to our vocal folds, which is called subglottal pressure. And that subglottal pressure is what causes our vocal folds to vibrate or resonate, which makes sound. Thank you. Have a great day.